am I drawing this?
So I was right, you're not a mundane.
Excuse me? What's a mundane?
Someone from the human world.
Well, if not a human, then what am I?
The only female amongst all these guys in the story anyway. I know Jemima's not here, but
Holding the fort.
I was holding the fort down for females. No, I think that, you know, Clary is in search of her mom, and it's a quest that she goes on throughout the entire story that really propels her journey and her self-discovery and her finding her voice. And it was really important for me to find a character, I think, in which I could find my voice as Lily. And a year later, I think I've become more confident in speaking my mind, in finding out who I am, learning about myself, my heart, my mind. I think Clary helped me figure that out.
It's lovely. That's beautiful.
Well, thanks.
All set.
Passed out and you guys tattooed me? I thought that only happened in Vegas.
It's not a tattoo.
It's a rune. They happen for everything. They make you invisible, strong, they heal. They also make you visible. That's why I could suddenly see him, even if you're hungry.
No.
You know, one of the things that I really liked about my guy was that, you know, in this crazy, dumbfounding, abnormal world, he's one of the guys at the back of the group who's kind of coming through with a furrowed brow, completely unable to digest any of this. But it comes through him and comes out the other end in a kind of a sardonic, comedic, witty kind of way, because that's almost like his, you know, that's like his armor.
The werewolves are here to save us. I never thought I'd say that.
And so there was a lot of fun to play it, because these guys all had kind of, you know, these guys were very much warriors in the film, and it was very emasculating for me, cowering at the back of the group with my shirt off. But
Me carrying you in my heels. Leave her to the girl, it's fine.
I was like, yeah, could somebody grab Robert? He's falling over again. Yeah.
Yeah, we did pass you around a lot. There was a lot of like
You
passing.
handed me over.
Yeah.
You handed him over in the stairwell.
In
and then,
ADR,
like,
just me going, just take Simon.
I did blush. I just saw the film. I just blush at that scene, because you could just see me being passed around, and it's clearly for continuity reasons. So.
Yeah.
We're just trying to remember who had you last.
What arm was up, what
Sounds
arm
weird.
was down.
It's not like that.
Damsel in distress.
Yeah.
Passed around like a rag doll. Yeah.
Demons can take possession of any living creature. You can't trust anyone. Even people you think you know.
So why should I trust you?
I did just save your life. I suppose there's always going to be a preconceived notion of who this character is. It doesn't help with the fact that on the front cover of a book there's some shirtless dude. Like, you can't see his eyes.
Yeah.
But
Some
you know,
Abercrombie and Fitch dude.
Yeah, some other guy who I have no idea who he is. It's certainly not me. You know, I'm very much aware of the fact, I suppose, and I think we all were, and I think we all still are. You know, we're not going to be able to please everybody. I had to, you know, as you guys know, as we all did, we all had to go and train, and we all had to go and put the work in and put the time in. I mean, I remember going with you to the camera test, however many years ago that was, like 2.5 years ago, whatever it was. And we look back at that, and it's so different. I mean, like, I was just like bloated and like, you know.
I look like a little kid. Like I look 10 years old.
Yeah, I look like a 15-year-old boy who loves cake. Which I do.
That was what, 2.5
Yeah.
years ago, something like that. Wow.
Yeah, crazy.
It's amazing. I completely forget how long you guys have been attached to the project, you know, and how long you've
stuck with it.
3 years
Yeah,
for you, right?
3 years, yeah.
It's crazy.
They clearly wanted like a British chubby kid.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like,
Take
want to
that,
make him
fans.
accessible to the middle class market in England.
Everybody.
Yeah.
It's so relatable.
Exactly. Yeah, it's, you know, it was hard. It was hard work and it was hard graft, but I was able to put elements of myself in there, and like you said, Lily, you know, sort of figure out a bunch of stuff about me through him, and I embraced a lot of darkness with Jace. I really did. I made him a lot darker than he is in the book, that's for sure. I wanted to do that because obviously otherwise he would seem pretty schizophrenic, because in the book he's pretty, you know, he's kind of jokey around, he's kind of fun, but in the movie, you know, we have 2 hours and whatever to explore who these characters are. So I think for all of us, I mean, we chose specific elements that appealed to us. I mean,
I might just say, as regards hard graft, these guys had to come in at like 5 o'clock in the morning and start get their runes on. I breezed in about an hour and a half after that, went for a quick snooze, and then put on a t-shirt and a hoodie, and then went into work. I must say the hard graft doesn't apply to all of us, you know. And also, I
you
managed
paid
to.
your dues, though. I mean, you were passed around.
You were passed around. You had all the
Exactly.
injuries and all the sweat. That took forever.
Exactly, yeah, I kept passing out, you know, from breathing too hard and stuff. But I even missed out on the fight training and stuff. You guys
did,
did like
yeah.
2.5 weeks of.
Of which, at some points, I was extremely jealous that you just got to breeze home and we were in there with knives and
Absolutely.
weapons.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was hard work.
Well, well, well. Look here. I don't remember inviting any children of the Nephilim. You know I don't like you guys. But I'll let you stay. But only because of the hot one.
Thanks.
What? I meant him. The one with the blue eyes.
In retrospect, I've had a little bit more conversations with people about, you know, not that people, the specific role of Alec was a little tricky because most of the audience who've read the books know that he's gay, and there's always that sort of pretext of people having an assumption about a character before they see him. And I didn't really think about it when we were starting because I was just sort of like, you know, it really doesn't make a difference to me. It's just sort of part of who he is. But in retrospect now, I've sort of, you know, they started me on this Twitter thing, so I'm able to sort of like hear, and we went to WonderCon, and there's this connection I feel like the audience, whether they're gay or straight, have with Alec for whatever reason, because he's a little, he's figuring out who he is, which I think a lot of the people who read the books, you know, from 12 to 16, that's kind of the way you feel all the time. And so there was this great moment where I sort of realized, you know, how cool would it be for some 16-year-old boy in Toledo, Ohio, who's never seen a film with a gay character in it, to sort of see this, and hopefully I've created, you know, like a strong...
What are you saying about Toledo, Ohio?
Nothing. But, you know, like, to have an example of a good, strong gay character. And it was something that I hadn't really thought about while we were doing it, but all the cliche of what people would expect from that, I was happy we didn't really feed into that, and that it was more about creating Alec rather than some version of what people would expect from him. So that was especially now, I'm happy that I was able to play the role.
I'm in love with you. I need you.
Stay away from Jace.
Does Jason know how Alec feels about him?
First love square ever on camera. I am the proud one single girl in the Four Square.
The love cube.
The love cube.
I like
If anything, look, it's the love cube right there. Got the official silver love cube all put in.
Yeah, look at you
Exactly,
getting
no.
your shoes with your red soles out, the pair of you. Graceful behaviour.
Say we just live and let love. Let's all just jump into the love cube.
You casual in your flip-flops, free love.
You invited him to bed?
I know, it's ridiculous, isn't it? We would never have all fit.
I didn't invite him into bed. We were just kissing.
I think we all met. I mean, they'd obviously been attached for quite a while before you and I came along. But I felt like when we all sort of got together, there's this great thing that happens when you all sort of feel like you want the same thing. Nobody's in this to sort of like advance their career, or, you know, sometimes there's different, you know, everyone's got their own purpose for being there. And I never felt that. I always felt like if a scene was better without me in it, I wanted to be out of it, because if it makes the film
You go
better...
home early.
Right, well, besides that. Like,
Get me out of the back
can
shot
I
of
take
that
this damn
one.
tattoo off my neck, please? But no, I mean, I really felt like we were all, Harold included, you know, it was about making a movie and making a great film. And if it required some compromise on Lily's part or my part or Jamie's or anyone's part, I felt like there was never this sort of reticence to sort of get what's yours, or like nobody was trying to get their own, or at least it didn't feel like that. It felt like everyone was just trying to sort of
Make a great story.
and do it the right way.
Yeah,
and I think that
absolutely.
makes it easier to come back also, because I don't think anyone's trying to screw anyone out of the success or the, you know, it all feels very inclusive.
That's what you say now. You wait.
Exactly.
You
You
wait
reach
till
all
the
those
film comes
fans.
out. Yeah, exactly. Your head. Oh, Seegers. I remember when you were cool, man.
Seriously.
I remember
Every
when you
shot's
were
gonna have
cool,
Kevin in
buddy.
it.
Jamie's on the phone with his agent right now. He's like, his trailer's how big?
Wait till someone goes on the front of a cereal box.
What?
Yeah, exactly.
What is
Your
that
action
about?
figure had way more muscles than mine.
Seriously.
That's so unfair.
You're like, Kevin's not that tall. Why is his action figure just as tall as mine? What's going
His is
on?
life size. Mine's the size of a Barbie.
Seriously.
Not cool.
That will happen.
Yeah. It will.
God, if it does,
It will
I'll
eat us
kill
all.
each other.
But as of right now, we all love each other.
Yeah, as of now.
I think Jonathan.
I think
I
Jonathan.
was just gonna say Jonathan.
He immediately leaps to mind.
It leaps
I
to
think.
mind, yeah. Intensity would be a word I would use very strongly with Jonathan.
He brought let's say, a
Intensely.
voracious intensity to set and to the whole film. You know,
Yeah.
I think an unpredictability. You know, he brought. I think he brought quite a savagery to the part. You know, and I'm just, you know, I've got fresh eyes and just seen the film, and it's very memorable. You know, it's incredibly intense, incredibly dark, and it goes with, I think, the tone of the film, the mood. And he, you know, because his character is very much a game changer. He comes in, and yeah, he brought something incredibly intense to the role.
Finally. Both my children together. My daughter. And my son.
I mean, I had very, very little to do with him, you know, so I could, you know, I wasn't there in the process, so I just saw his performance relatively fresh, you know.
Yeah.
He terrified me.
Yeah, I know. When I saw
Not as
it.
Jonathan, but like as Jonathan as Valentine, I genuinely, I mean, it was terrifying. The
Yeah.
three of us worked a lot together.
Yeah, and I think it for me, and I think for you as well, it's sort of when you work with somebody of that intensity, it sort of ups your game a
Raises
bit.
the bar.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
There's a sort of side to me that I saw performance-wise when I watched it back that I didn't think that I had. And I'm not saying that I'm a good actor. I'm just saying that I didn't know that I had that level in me.
He brought it out.
And he brought it out. And I guess you feel the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, the second he walked on set, he's like one of those people that commands attention, and I think for the character and for the situation that the three of us find ourselves in, for that scene in particular, was one that I was nervous about because it's one that you read and you kind of. It's
poignant.
it's
It's
the momentous
climax.
moment, and if it doesn't portray that way on screen, then I felt like I would be letting myself down, the audience down, everyone down. And the second he walked on, it's like I was terrified, but as Clary, and I felt because he brought that out in me, and with you, and that whole scene and that whole element to the story just intensified so much because of the energy he brought.
Yeah.
And it was absolutely intense, you know, having just seen it. That intensity shifted up a gear, you know, when
Yeah.
he came in, because he makes some revelations in the film, and you know, absolutely, their earth, these characters' earth has to shake, you know, and you have to see it, and it's absolutely all there, you know, it really is.
It was important for me, and for you as well, Lily. I remember, towards the end, the three of us were pretty adamant about certain things that we wanted back in the story. We were able to talk about it, I guess. If we're not, you guys will cut this out anyway. So, yeah.
Pickle Bauer, everyone!
Thanks very much.
What's it gonna be?
You know, I think we were pretty adamant about things that we wanted tying up, things that we didn't want left open, and Cassie was there, and she was definitely on our side with that, and it was an incredibly collaborative process, the whole thing, I guess, but having her there at that particular moment in time
Having
was
that
necessary.
support.
Yeah, the support.
Yeah, I think she cares hugely about, you know, everything that comes from her work, so she was collaborating on the script as well, you know, and I think her showing up was very much showing how much she cared, you know, about the film, and because the film, I suppose, comes from, you know, and first and foremost, her heart and soul, because her heart and soul was the book, you know. So it was nice. It was lovely to have her.
It was also very nice, I think, for her at the beginning when we remember we had dinner.
Oh God, that first
Then
night.
again, I missed out on that. I wasn't
did.
around for that.
We didn't invite you. But no, I always got the sense that she was very happy with who the people were who were embodying the people that she wrote. And I think, regardless of, you know, Harold, obviously it was his, you know, it's his baby. But I never got the sense that she was sort of anxious about and she knows her fans better than anybody. And I always got the sense that she was very comfortable with the fact that, you know, that Jamie was Jace, and she was so set on that. And regardless of anything, and same with Lily and Robert and honestly everyone who came on, and every time I had a conversation with her, she was just like, it feels like the way that I wrote it, and it's not exactly the way that some people might envision it, but the essence of who was in the film is sort of exactly what. And we talked about it all the time. I mean, I feel like we all sort of have whatever it is that was required for the roles that we're playing. I think whatever it is inside of us that makes it so we're not really stretching to become these people. This is that we're all very similar to the people we're playing.
It's so hard as well. I was thinking about this earlier about, you know, creating an adaptation, a filmic adaptation of a book, because, you know, with a book, you sit down and you pour so much of yourself into the book, and the book encourages you to create the world, whereas the film presents the world to you and gives it to you, and there it is, you know. So, with an adaptation, I think by definition, it's impossible to please 100% of people, but I think what's interesting about this adaptation is that not only are we very faithful to the characters, and we make the characters, I think, very, very strong, it's also Harold's vision, you know. It's very much uniquely Harold's vision, and that's what's very interesting. It's not like a chapter by chapter adaptation, you know, now this happens, now that happens. It's very much standalone piece.
I thought it was interesting also with Cassandra, something completely like trivial, but for me, a part of my character is that I had red hair. And there were so many comments. I wasn't tweeting and I wasn't on Facebook, so I wasn't like I was getting the comments, but I would read about so many things said about I was the wrong redhead. I was not the right color hair. The red wasn't the right tone. What's wrong with her? She's supposed to be vibrant. It's brunette. I was like, she's the redheaded fiery heroine. Like, I get it. I was a redhead, but just not as bright as everyone wanted. So I said to Cassandra at that dinner, I was like, what's the deal? Am I the wrong redhead? She's like, you know, it's funny. I never wrote it as any specific tone. It was just red. So you can, you know, forget all the comments about it. Like, just put yourself into the character. And I don't know why, but it said so much that she's like, I actually didn't specify certain things about the character. The fans have taken that on themselves. So don't get too wrapped up in the specifics, because it will drive you insane. As the author, I'm telling you, take the license and go with it. Like, enjoy the experience, enjoy the process. It doesn't matter what color hair you have. It's a tone of red. Great. You know, it's like, don't get so caught up in all the specific nagging. But again, I mean, I was a fan of the books before I was cast, so I understand having an idea of what a character's supposed to be. If another actress was playing Claire, I probably would have expectations too.
You could probably be pretty angry as well.
I'd be so angry that I wasn't a fiery redhead.
I would be a huge frizzy ginger.
Yes, exactly.
Great big afro ginger.
Why was she not?
Top.
Yeah, that's the vibe that I was going for. But I just the idea that Cassandra was so of course it's her baby, and it's so specific to how she wrote it, but she also gave us such license to take the characters and run with it, and to not encouraging us not to get so caught up in specifics, because it could kill the fun.
She's one of the most engaging as well. She engages with her
She
her
was
fans,
tweeting from dinner.
So, yeah.
I remember and saying, look how many followers in the last 10 seconds I got. And you're like, oh my God, this is crazy.
She kept taking pictures of my hands as well.
Oh, yeah.
She took pictures of your hands.
She's got hand fetish, that's what it really
She's
is.
got a hand fetish. You heard it here first. Cassandra Clare. But she did, yeah, she's incredibly engaging with her fans, you know, in fairness. She gives so much back to them, you know.
She does.
She's an avid social networker.
She is.
Will you kiss me? Is one that I've been receiving recently quite a lot. And
There's only one way to answer that.
yeah. I've got to go. I think that's my agent calling.
Oh my God.
I get, are you dating Jamie Campbell Bower? Quite a bit of that.
Oh my God.
One way to answer that too.
Are you and Jamie Parabatai?
Parabati, yeah.
Or are you really in love? I get that a lot. Because
both.
we have had sort of a tumultuous love affair, Jamie.
What's parabatai?
It's a connection.
Brothers
It's
in
like
arms.
Brotherly love.
Oh yeah, nice.
Bromance, the mythological bromance.
the shadow hunted word for bromance.
They have their own lingo and everything.
I
It's
think
so
we're
cool.
gonna do a shoot-off sequel of just
I think it's from your perspective, and it's all from your perspective.
Just
be
linked arm in arm with just
Skipping.
Jamie and I running around, just battling.
Frolicking.
You could be like Kerouac and Cassidy on the road, you know?
Yeah.
Just heading west.
Me, you, and God freak out.
I love it in a station wagon.
Yeah, it's just not going to
Why
be.
not?
This is. If anyone's watching this, I'm so sorry. I'm so proud of it. I'm so proud of everyone that's in this movie. I like watching it, and even just talking about it makes me really emotional for some reason. It's a little baby really inside. But thanks. You know, everyone has put so much hard work into this film, and to share that with people is terrifying. I'm so nervous because it is. It's like, yes, it's their baby, but yeah, it's our baby too, and I want people to like it, and I want people to love it, but ultimately I had one of the best times I've ever had in my life working on this film and working on this project with all you guys, and like that will always be mine, and that will always be with me. That no one can take that away from it, whether you like the movie or not. So
No, it's so true. I think I went into this project and came out of it not a different person, but an evolved person. I think I learned so much about myself and my abilities and capacities with my heart, my mind, emotions, with the job personally. I grew a lot, and I found things in this project that I will never ever forget and always take away with me. And it is terrifying to put yourself out there and be so vulnerable, but what I got from this movie will forever surpass any box office numbers. And at the end of the day, it will forever be some of the most memorable moments of my life.
Oh, that's so sweet. It's so lovely. It's
Follow
sweet.
that, Sheehan.
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
man.
You know, like, I've just seen the film and I absolutely loved it. But at the same time, you know, I was involved in making it. So once you step into it, you surrender all objectivity. You know, there's absolutely no way of knowing how the world will react to it, you know, because you're inside it. You know, you can never really truly be back outside. But you know, I feel the expectation, I feel the anticipation building now. And it's given me butterflies in my stomach, it really is. But I'm nervously excited,
Yeah.
you know, nervously excited. I think in my heart of hearts it's going to have a really wonderful and big impact, you know, and I'm just looking forward to the day when it hits.
Yeah.
And for me, it's I guess it's a little different because I don't know how to describe myself, but for me, I'm
gorgeous.
Well, besides
Soft,
that,
delightful.
Wearing a tie.
today well dressed.
Very well dressed, I must say.
But honestly, my reaction right now is I'm excited for Lily. That's been my
absolutely.
What?
That's been my sort of overwhelming feeling the last couple of weeks. Is I saw the movie, and I know how hard you worked. I mean, we all did, but you really. It's for me. As it's been going, I take pictures of Lily on covers of magazines, and I send it to her when she's away working, and I'm. For me, it's as long as this does for Lily what I would hope for her, then the rest of it's gravy. And it's her. This is her baby, and I think we all felt like we were here to, to make this film with her and Jamie and Robert and everybody. But that's been the thing that's been running through my head. Is I really want this to do well for Lily. So.
Agreed.
Oh.
Beautiful.
Thank you. All right, take this cube of love.
The cube of love. The cube of love is gone.
We should share the cube of love.
Everyone, put your hands in, take a picture, send it to Cassie.
Seriously.